This video is sponsored by Squarespace, the place to go when building a website that has an abundance of easy tools to make you and your content shine. More on them later though. Hi, I'm going to start complaining now. Hey, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. My name is E, as in like eradicate, because I am going to eradicate myself if I keep logging on to Twitter and seeing dumbass opinions. I can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore. It hurts. It hurts. Okay, so today I'm talking about toxic Yuri. Horror Yuri. Yuri that leaves you waking up at 3 a.m. the witching hour in a cold sweat. If you can't handle that, then stay. Cause I'll change your mind. I promise I'll change your mind, okay? Hoyoverse, the company behind Genshin Impact, makes a lot of other titles. The Honkai series, Zenless Zone Zero coming soon, and their recent debut of Honkai Star Rail. I talk about Genshin a lot, but trust me, I really like Star Rail. I find the characters exceptionally appealing and very in-depth. The designs and feel of the world, how large it is just incredible. HSR feels like a love letter in Hoyo's own way. And in true Hoyoverse fashion, there are lesbians, okay? Space lesbians, if you are so inclined. If you are familiar with me and my content, hey guys, you know that I have dedicated a good amount of my time thinking and yelling about the gay people in Genshin Impact. There are some pairings in that game that are being like pretty obviously queer-coded. The most evident ones being A and Himeko, Kaveh and Alhaitham, Beidou and Ningguang, and Chongyun and Xingqiu, in my professional humble opinion. You would have to be snorting some serious crack cocaine. You would have to be snorting some serious copium to pretend that there is nothing going on with those four pairings. Like, please, I need you to read the room, okay? Through my series on this very topic, I went into the surprisingly extensive past of Hoyoverse, including some canon-ass gay in their games in previous Honkai iterations, and with a canonical kiss between two women having to be taken out of their graphic novel series due to censorship. So it should come to the surprise of no one that there is gay happening in Honkai Star Rail. And oh my god, Hoyo is bold, girl. Very bold indeed. This recent incident that we are talking about today made me think, who greenlit this? Hi! With this video, we will be focusing on this singular instance of blatant loud homosexual activity in Honkai Star Rail and investigating the absolute brain-dead homophobia cope and abuse allegations that some people in the AHSR fandom made in response to this video. This will not be a comprehensive guide to everything queer-coded in the game. That is coming. To be honest, I am overwhelmed by the task. There is a lot. So let's just start off with a bang. The Acheron and Black Swan incident in the animated short Rondo Across Countless Kalpas. And to support little ol' me, you should give this video a little ol' like and subscribe should you feel the whimsy take hold of your spirit. Also, join us at twitch.tv/eissocial. I cry about gay people there too. Yay! And without any further ado, let's talk about lesbians. On March 19th, 2024, the Honkai Star Rail account unleashed an absolute bomb, okay? A nuke. To be fair and to be frank, the amount of raw, concentrated Yuri that was contained in these 5 minutes of cinema needs to be studied in a lab. And the amount of delusion I saw in its response also needs to be studied, because holy shit, that was gay, and people are still saying it isn't. Let's go into how exactly it is gay, which is crazy because if you have eyes, you can like see, but I want to talk about it anyway, so let's talk about it, okay? Let's go. So I will be showing the animated short as I speak, but you have got to watch the whole thing if you haven't already. I think you should wait until this video's over. Hey guys, but if you watch it now, just make sure to come back and say hi to me. Don't leave me here. I'll get lonely. So it starts off with Black Swan asking Acheron if she is waiting for anyone. Acheron subtly shakes her head, and Black Swan extends her hand to invite her for a dance. The lighting is very warm, cozy, almost candlelit, and it reflects reflects off of the women, almost shining them in a halo. It immediately feels like a more intimate setting. It's not loud with neon lights where young people go to dance and party. The restaurant, bar, ballroom around them gives off the air of maturity and romance. Black Swan initially asks her question with her fingers to her lips, drawing the viewer's attention to them. Already, it gives off major flirtation vibes. The two then join the dance floor. Around them, in this sort of ballroom, we see other couples who are taking to the floor as well. Though they are blurred, you can make out that these are all straight presenting couples. With this figure here in a suit and the one next to him in a long, slim-fitting red gown, and this couple in a darker suit and a white dress. So, given that everyone discernible around our couple are in straight presenting pairings dancing together, that further informs the setting to be a romantic one. Because, you know, the last thing anyone does when looking at a bunch of men and women dancing together is think, "Aw, they're such good friends." With our two women engaging in a dance together, surrounded by couples, associates them with those couples, and frames this scene as a romantic one. Sultry violins start to play as we get a close-up of their shoes sliding into rhythm with each other. They are already in step with the other, moving in tandem amidst these other dancing couples. Saucy music and low lighting. Black Swan narrates, saying how her gaze has lingered on Acheron for quite a while. The words gaze and lingers are already words filled with emotion behind them. Gaze elicits a connotation of intensity and interest, as opposed to weaker words like looking, glancing, or seeing. Lingers also leaves behind a feeling of intimacy or closeness. Lingering, it's lasting and reluctant to leave. So stating that her gaze has lingered on Acheron for quite a while is already a more flirtatiously charged phrase than simply saying, "I've kept a lookout on this woman for some time now," or "this woman looks weird. What's her gig?" You know? And then, yeah, the elephant in the room, they're dancing the tango. Like, come on. Dude, the seductive sliding of the shoes around the others, the leg movements in and around the other's legs, the grip on the waist, the twirling and the closeness of it all. Jesus Christ, bro. Even if they weren't dancing the tango, which is already a dance heavily associated with sensuality and sexuality, and they were still all up in each other's business and close like this, any normal person would just go, "Yeah, damn." If you are not familiar with the tango, here are some clips of professional dancers engaging in this dance. This is one of, if not the most, sensual dance in the whole world. The closeness between the dancers, the level of skill and trust and synchronization you must have to be able to execute that level of precision with your partner, and the romanticism in the music, it's gorgeous, okay? Hoyoverse could have chosen literally any other setting for these two to meet, okay? Any other activity. Sitting on a log, looking at the lake, sitting at a Sephora, at a Sweetgreens, okay? Literally any other activity these two could have been engaged in to accomplish what they wanted to accomplish, and yet they chose the tango? They chose the tango? In a romantic, low-lit room? Get out of my face. I can't get out of my face. Black Swan then narrates how this night will be the night she initiates their first engagement. Not meeting, not introduction, but engagement. Out of all of the synonyms to use, that word choice is another example where it's full of emotion. When you engage with someone, you give them your full attention, full focus. Also, couples get engaged before marriage, so shut up. And then this happens.
A galaxy ranger, as mysterious as the rumors suggest. Ranger is not the only one who hunts.
Hello? The trailing of her hand up Acheron's arm? And then the next shot, the hand on the waist, the other rising to brush Acheron's chin, and then the dip? Then what? Black Swan goes,
At this distance, you're more enchanting than you seem.
"I'm gonna break a wall!" This distance being 2 inches away from each other's face. Mind you, Black Swan is all up in Acheron and is like, "Damn, this is enchanting." And then the music ramps up. The scenery around them changes to Black Swan's world. This symbolizes to me that Black Swan has initiated going into Acheron's memory and her past in her mind. But it also shows how the two of them are in their own world together. The ballroom fades away. The other is the only important person right now. Black Swan kisses Acheron's hand and grabs her back into the dance, where they later end up in this pose, inches from the other, with Acheron's hand resting on Black Swan's shoulder. Black Swan states how she wants to know what Acheron is, as they again embrace even closer this time than the last time, if that was possible. Black Swan then lore dumps and states that a member of the Annihilation Gang is dead and asks, "What have you done, beautiful ranger?"
What have you done, beautiful ranger?
It hurts. It hurts. I don't even have the video in front of me right now. I'm just replaying it in my mind, and it's still sucking out my soul, bro. So before continuing and before I explode right here on camera, all of this tells me a few things, okay? Acheron's existence has piqued the curiosity of Black Swan, and not just in a memo keeper way, but in an enticing way. Again, Black Swan is a memo keeper. I am a little behind on the Honkai lore, but I know gay when I see one. So Black Swan's a memo keeper. She like keeps memories and stuff. Yeah, that's what she does. She's hot. If Black Swan just wanted to get into Acheron's brain, I don't know, there's probably like a million other things to do than dance seductively with her target, all up in her business. That was crazy. She was intrigued by Acheron in an intimate way, calling her enchanting, beautiful, dancing with her while holding her waist, dipping her, brushing against her. My girl is flirting, okay? Black Swan wanted Acheron bad. You can't argue that. Like, I feel like, you know, it's like written on her. Her head literally reads, "Please, please, 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 please." Okay, so I feel like that's pretty obvious, okay? Then the next part happens, which is arguably the best part, in my opinion. The tone shifts immediately. Acheron finally speaks for the first time, saying, "Excuse me, are you asking me?" And then snap. Black Swan's consciousness finally slips into the part of Acheron's memory that she wanted to investigate this whole time, but she was woefully underprepared. Black Swan could not handle the absolute horror that was resting inside of Acheron this whole time. The animators symbolized this experience in a way that we could understand tangibly, with the dark part of Acheron now changed, violently jerking and twisting and pushing Black Swan around. For the first time, I think, in the entirety of Black Swan's journey that we've seen so far, we see her absolutely terrified. She is usually so coy, so mellow and in control, but she is not in control right now. And honestly, that's so hot of Acheron, like, ah! Black Swan initiated the engagement thinking herself the predator, with Acheron her prey. She was enticed by this woman, but also needed to trick her into letting Black Swan into her head. This is very quickly turned on its head, with Black Swan soon finding herself in the position of the prey. Acheron was the hunter this whole time. The calming, romantic lighting is now the color of blood red as Black Swan tries to escape but keeps getting brought down. We see a flash of a swan skeleton, a warning of what could happen if Black Swan were to stay there. And then this next part, I absolutely love how the animators did this. Black and white sketch-like animations race across the screen. A cheetah hunting down a gazelle, a bear opening its jaws to consume a rabbit, lions attacking a deer, and a shark swallowing fish, with some other images of the hunter versus the hunted, until we see the Aeon of Nihility that sucks in Black Swan and disintegrates her. We can tell this is the Nihility Aeon that is sucking Black Swan in because of the shape. The shape is the black hole, like look at it. I mean, come on. Then the dance ends back in the real world with Acheron in control, dipping Black Swan, who is now very visibly distressed and disheveled. Just like, God, bro, what an incredible piece. I feel like out of all of the promotional art, story, lore pieces that Honkai releases, this one and the other one Black Swan's in, introducing the Aeons. I feel like those are just two of the best things that Hoyoverse has ever put out, period, when it comes to these kind of promotional lore things. It's just so well done. This animation brought just buckets load of characterization and lore to these two in just 5 short minutes. The overconfidence of Black Swan and the silent horror of Acheron, the dance of the past and the present, of secrets and memories, and of attraction and lust. It is absolutely just incredible. And of course, I mean, very homosexual, okay? So let's talk more about the feedback this animation got and how it says a lot about the state of fandom. You know, honestly, with how much I talk about gay people online, I should just make it my brand. Oh wait, it already is. And with any brand, I would need like a website to make me official on the interwebs, but making a website sounds so daunting. Good thing this video is sponsored by Squarespace. I think I'm just so good at this, guys. I'm so good at transitions. Squarespace is the place to go when you want to create a website. And with all of the tools that Squarespace has to offer, it has literally never been easier. Squarespace has pre-built layouts of different genres of websites that you can pick as a good base starting point, and then you can customize it to fit your own style. You can very easily add different types of text, photos, calendars, links to videos, and just links in general. And literally anything you think of, Squarespace has a feature for it, okay? If you want to create a blog, for example, to talk about fictional gay people, their blog features allow for a very easy workflow to schedule posts, draft, and even create your own email campaigns. Or you can post pictures of your faves and edit their pictures using the website itself, plus a ton more features. Make sure to visit squarespace.com for a free trial, and then when you realize just how much you would like it, because you will, go over to squarespace.com/eissocial to get 10% off your very first purchase of a website or a domain. Thank you so much to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. And let's get back to some lesbians, shall we? So a lot of discussion occurred following this release, which is, you know, to be expected. After watching it, I was just like stunned first, more than anything, that Hoyoverse was even allowed to post it.
Could have been present, but to confirm.
I think the majority of people who watched it were just enjoying the piece of art that it was, talking about how quickly the genre of it shifted to horror, how much characterization occurred, and how pretty the animation was. I saw a lot of jokes joking about how Black Swan stated in the beginning how it was their first engagement, and then 5 minutes later goes, that was our last engagement. The majority of people I saw were just normal, which is good. But of course, there's always the very loud minority. I saw a lot of opinions saying that there wasn't anything queer about this animation, and or it's not a good ship because it's abusive. Honestly, I would rather people just be homophobic and say that it isn't queer than call it abusive, because my head.
No one's blown up moons.
You just want to suck the joy out of everything.
Okay, so let's talk about it. So the first allegation of being not queer. Girl, did we watch the same thing together? I just described so many factors on why it has a lot of homosexual tension. And to add on, a member of the rat sewer Nyx pointed out to me that Acheron is quiet throughout the whole ordeal, but her body language seems very invested in the dance as well. She reciprocates Black Swan's advances and is very in tune and in rhythm with her dance partner. If you continue to try to cope your way into seeing this whole ordeal as platonic, I honestly can't help you. There's just no helping you at this point. But honestly, more for me. Now, on to the abuse allegations. Like, it's so serious. Like, this is a real life person, and we're talking about abuse allegations. Like, it's so serious. That's so funny. So, do you guys know what abuse is? Genuinely? Quickly. Answer quickly. An abusive relationship is like a very serious thing. A homosexually tense game of cat and mouse Eldritch Horror Edition between contrasting creatures in the universe is not abusive. It's dark and very complex, but it's not abusive. This is, dare I say, where media literacy comes back in. God damn it, that phrase will never leave me alone. I can't. It's very much all those times in English class when your teacher went on some long rant about the billboard with eyeballs on it and the Great Gatsby and what it symbolizes for Gatsby and Nick or whatever the guy was. And you thought it was silly, but your English teacher did that because there is deeper meanings to things in media. Sometimes there isn't, sometimes there is. That's what developing this skill will help you determine. I personally love reading in between the lines. I love trying to uncover hidden meanings, and I just love it when a story forces me to work for it, you know? They just always feel so rewarding and so engaging for me. A story that is completely clear as day, you know, black and white, with a very clear good guy and really clear bad guys, I just find that boring. There's just no complexity, there's no nuance, and there's no puzzle. Why purify everything to basic good guy and bad guy dynamics when you can tell a story that actually portrays the richness of human life? That makes you question a lot. That makes you question everything. In my opinion, this animated short does just that. It makes you uncomfortable. It draws you in with this seductive tango and rips it away from you with the horrible reality of the past. The symbolism they use is very unnerving. Blood red skies, skeletons, predators devouring prey, the music swelling, Black Swan getting thrown around, the look on her face, and getting disintegrated into nothingness. It makes me wince a little with how strong it is, and that's what makes it so good. Yes, this was a horrible ordeal for Black Swan, and that fear she now has for Acheron, in my opinion, just adds another layer of complexity to their dynamic and their relationship. Nyx also pointed out how Black Swan, being a memo keeper, she herself is made up entirely of a collection of memories. And by entering Acheron's brain, who is a self-annihilator, who has a really strong connection to the Aeon of Nihility and who is losing her memories to them, Black Swan is entering a realm of nothingness. The remembrance that she is a part of and the Nihility are two exact opposite forces. So Black Swan's very essence just shouldn't have been there. She literally was not built for it and cannot withstand it. They are just complete opposites, and God, I love forbidden love and forbidden attraction. Those are some of the best tropes out there, in my opinion. You can absolutely say that in your interpretation, Black Swan wants nothing to do with Acheron anymore, and that she wants to keep a very safe distance between the two. And if something romantic was brewing, it for sure isn't anymore. It's definitely an interpretation to have, and I totally see it.
Our paths cross once more. Ready for another dance, Memo Keeper?
It's your call. What kind of dance do you want this time?
But saying there wasn't any tension at all, or by shipping these two then you are validating abuse, then I'm gonna steal your bones, cause loud air buzzing sound. You can have your opinions, but just kind of make them grounded in reality a bit. So think about this. Did Acheron force Black Swan into a hellscape and beat the shit out of her on purpose and out of maliciousness? No, that's not the case. You can tell at the end that Acheron is none the wiser that Black Swan delved too deep. She herself keeps losing her memory, so she's kind of like not knowing what's going on most of the time. Black Swan entered on her own accord with her own agenda and found herself way in over her head. That leaves like zero room for Acheron to be some sort of abuser. My friend and co-researcher Rose, hey Rose, who was on the front lines defending this ship on Twitter, showed me a lot of the arguments that people were trying to use to disregard the validity of romantic interpretation between these two. One of them, amidst the abuse allegations, was of course the typical fishicization accusation, since it was a ship between women. Women's ships just can't seem to exist without some level of hateful discourse surrounding them. Either they are accused of existing just for the sight of the man, or they are too dirty or too rough to be a healthy pairing. I saw one YouTube comment stating how Black Swan and Acheron were lesbians, or just having fun with their headcanon. And someone under them replied with, "No wonder it's so toxic." Women can't have anything. Like, women just can't have complex backstories or relationships with each other without it being viewed as dirty or toxic. A lot of people believe that since there are a lot of romantic implications between a lot of women characters in Hoyo versus whole registrar, then that means they are just existing for the fish dishes for the guys who play the game. I hate this take. I honestly hate this take a lot. It's just, I don't think it's that deep, honestly. And also, there's nothing overtly graphic about these depictions, and their stories are told with so much love and care and with artistry, so it seems like such a disservice to just wash them away with the fetishization card. Rose put it incredibly by saying, "There are conflicting accusations from across the fandom. If two women aren't shoving their tongue down each other's throats, then it's not gay. But if two women simply exist next to each other in a slightly sensual manner, then is fetishization. The fandom demands both sexual purity from female-on-female ships, but also a direct expression of sexuality in order to be valid. Women also make up almost half of the Hoiverse team. Yet when it comes to female-on-female pairings, a popular assumption is that it was written by a cishet man for cishet men. Do they lock the women in the closet while they write these Yuri ships? You can interpret how Acheron and Black Swan's relationship with the other will progress after this animated short however you want. But I personally love my Yuri with some tragedy to it, with some drama. I find the thought of Black Swan being so attracted to Acheron and yet so fearful of what she is so appealing. It adds a level of yearning, of fear of being together based on the inherent opposing forces that they symbolize in their very natures. It's the person who collects the past and the other person who's actively haunted by it. It's so complex and it's so yummy, and I'm gonna eat it right up. But no shade, if you want the knight saving the princess and they're both hot and perfect and they have a perfect life together with crystal clear communication skills, then, you know, you do you. Go watch Disney Channel and enjoy that, okay? I like drama and tragedy. Thanks. All in all, this recent take on this very suggestive story from Hoiverse is very telling. It shows people's tolerance level to complex and darker material and to blatant homosexuality. Like, girl, it isn't even queer coding anymore, it's queer yelling in your face. It's the underlying criticism of any queer relationship being portrayed as anything other than sunshine and rainbows. We think that for queer relationships to be taken seriously in popular media, we need to be on our best behavior, and anything that deviates from wholesomeness is then just abusive, fetishistic, or any other buzzword of the day. Being queer is having complexity, of existing out of the black and white. That's its very definition. We should celebrate that we got something so homoerotic out of Hoiverse instead of desperately trying to find something to be mad about. Allow women to make you a little uncomfortable, to make you a little scared. Let queer people be eldritch horrors beyond human comprehension. And then just loosen your corset, have a drink, and relax. Me personally, I'm gonna go find my dance partner if you don't mind, okay? Oh my god, hey Acheron! It's time to traumatize me, hey! I hope you enjoyed another video of me screaming over gay people again. Hey! If you did, I would love it if you would like the video. And also, hey! Hit the subscribe button because we are almost at 50K and that's really cool. And that would be, dare I say, poggers. If you want to see more gay ramblings, then watch literally any other video on my channel, okay? We are also starting a Ko-Fi if you want to join on our Ko-Fi membership, and if you do, you will gain early access to the slayest of videos that yours truly will create, plus some other Rat Sewer community perks. And if you want that, make sure to click on the link in the description to join our Ko-Fi. Also, follow us on twitch.tv/eissocial to hang out a whole lot more. Follow my socials if, again, you want to be better acquainted. Alright, well, I have been E, and if I don't see you on Twitch, then I shall see you in the next one. Okay, bye! I still did not iron my flag. I tried to steam it, but then I realized I have a life. No, I actually don't. I don't have a life.